This is my dashboard from my 50k FTMO challenge. I'm going to walk you through how I trade and how I passed. I passed my very first funded account by following one simple step, and that is buying in an uptrend and selling in a downtrend. It sounds simple, but is harder to execute in real time. Let's go over my trades. My exact strategy is that I trade Aussie dollar on the 15-minute chart mainly. That's what I use to execute. Um, and I just trade the market structure after price interacts with a previous week high or low. So it's pretty simple. So this thick line here is previous week low. Um, on Monday, price broke below, and then we reversed. By so when price broke this level here, I started to think that I needed to look for a buy because we went from making uh, lower highs and lower lows. You can see I've marked this up already, but I'll mark it up again. So here on Monday, we broke below previous week low. Okay, so we're probably looking for shorts, and I did take shorts. So we've got three lower lows, technically four lower lows, lower high, lower high. Technically we have two lower lows here. Um, so yeah, I started off this week looking for shorts. At this point, my account was just over break even. Maybe it was at 1% profit. So after I took a loss here on shorts, I started looking for buys. This level here is our next like lowest higher low area because as you can see we are like after we break structure here we pull back, we break structure again, we pull back, break structure again, and this is like the final like high low before price broke this lower high. So I considered like this low like the invalidation for like longs again. But although my trade I didn't actually practice that, I had a 20 pip stop loss. I considered this whole range, but price respected this little area and made a high low above that. So my first entry was Wednesday morning or Wednesday afternoon. I trade. I'm in Australia, so this is the daytime for me. Um, my first entry long was this is because I'm looking for buys. Um, obviously, when you're looking for longs, you want some kind of confirmation that price is going to go in your direction. So yes, I was considering this like high low, this little range here as I want to buy. I don't want price to break this. Um, this M15 candle is also with no bottom wick. You see there is also a H4 candle with no bottom wick. So once price came into that and filled it and started rejecting, I entered. And you can see price responds pretty well. Um, I added P2 on this position, not in the most optimal spot. Well, yeah, it actually experiences some drawdown, but it ends up hitting TP. This level is respected the whole time. Um, obviously that's a news candle. It was a ADP. Okay, so in my trading plan, I I like in a trend I just target like from a high low, and I just want to target when price makes resistance above a higher high in an uptrend. So I just targeted this high here, and then Okay, this is what took profit here. Okay, move on to the next one. We're in an uptrend. I'm still looking for buys at this point. Thursday. Um, I kind of missed this little sweep. Unfortunately, it was a really good second, third buy for the week. Friday. Okay, my third buy for the week. Pretty much just the same concept as before. Like, this is our higher low to higher high, higher low, higher high in an uptrend. I want to buy. So let me just go back. So for me, when I load up charts for the day, 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, whatever it is. Oh, this is Monday, the start of a new week. So the question is, how do you know where to buy in an uptrend? And I think a good answer is as low as possible. So you can see we have this range. This is all okay. It is a range. Support, resistance everywhere. You can, there's a lot going on. But underneath this range, there's these clean imbalances, commonly known as fair value gaps. People love trading off of them. I also think as well, like, if we just draw a fib from low to high, in a trend, you generally want to buy or sell on the other side of the 50%. That way, you kind of tilt the risk reward slash win rate, like that whole metric equation in your favor. So with that in mind, I as soon as price started forming support inside this imbalance here in an uptrend, I bought, stop below the low, and then I just targeted another higher high like I said before. That's how I trade trends. Let me get rid of this. I added this was a really bad P2 because it just, look how much drawdown it went into. I could have gotten a much better entry or just doubled my initial entry. But yeah, no matter. Okay, and now price officially like breaks previous week high, which means now for this week I want longs like properly. Yeah, the trend was just the market structure was just too clear on this Monday to not, from Friday, Thursday to not trade. Okay, so as you can see, I've got all this stuff marked out already. I've done this video anyway. So the new range we want to consider for our next buy is between here and here, because that's our the most recent higher low to the most recent higher high. Okay, that's a lie. So what happens here is, I forgot this happened, is we get that's a high high. The most recent higher low slash bullish structure that forms is here. Price breaks above previous week high. This is this line. We pull back, although it's one candle, but it's still a pullback. And then it makes another higher high. So our new range to consider is this small area. And then price breaks above. So a break of this level could indicate like a market structure shift to the downside. Bearish MS. Bearish breaker structure. Okay, it's up to you. That's how I trade. Okay, so now we kind of want to look for buys. I was at work at this time, so I missed this pullback and an entry. I was very nervous because I knew this trade would get me over the line. Um, okay, so we've got so at this stage, this is our lower high. That's our lower low. So we want to sell as high as we can, preferably above 50%. Preferably above there. It's not a strict rule, but it just helps your odds. Okay. Oh, this candle was so painful to watch. Yes, I really wanted. You remember how I entered on the M15 no bottom wick here? Here? It's a H4 as well, but I entered on from that. I was anticipating that price would come to this no top wick, but I was watching very closely here, like price going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and when it started coming down again, I just thought, okay, I have to get in. I don't know. I just had a feeling that it wasn't gonna get to that top wick to fill. Okay, and price makes a lower low here. You could look for re-entry or something. I don't know. Done. 5 positions and 3 total, like 5 trades, 3 positions, and I got funded in 1 week. So I'm very happy. Link for Discord is in my bio. Come hang out. Let's chat. Thank you for watching as well. I appreciate it.